What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So Matt DIY here. Wanted to do a quick review on this Harbor Freight $15 paint gun. Just got done using it, shooting a hood behind me. Put some shooting footage in this video as well. But let's go ahead and talk about this a little bit closer, show you some features, some adjustments, things like that, and give you my thoughts on it. Alrighty, folks. So right off the bat, if you are painting at home, right, DIY job, you got a hood, you got a fender, something like that, do not sleep on this $15 gun from Harbor Freight. I am a complete amateur here at painting. I only painted one hood with it, so I'm not a professional or anything like that. But if you adjust this thing in and use it how you're supposed to, it will give you a really decent paint job. I mean, there's going to be some issues. You might have a little bit of peel if you don't have your pressures right. But this thing, for the money, does an incredible job. So a couple things I want to talk about. When you first get it, you do need to clean it. So I actually use some reducer, or you can use like lacquer thinner, and you can actually disassemble the head right there. Just screws off. You know, that just screws off where you put your paint in. You can also unscrew this and pull the needle out. And once you have all that out, just soak it in some of that cleaner, like a reducer or lacquer thinner. And then also dip the whole gun, this section, just flush some through there. Then you can put it back together and blow some. I just threw some reducer through it before I did paint to clean it out, and that seemed to work really well. I also got a piece of cardboard here that you can see has paint on it, and all I did was I just set this up like this so I could spray it, and you can see it's sprayed with a bunch of different stuff. And I filled this up with reducer the first time, and that's what I tried spraying through it at first. And that was just to adjust like my fan, the amount of paint coming through, things like that. So when I put the reducer in the first time, this is your fan adjustment. So that's going to be how wide your fan's coming out. And then this is going to be back here, how much paint that you're letting out of the needle. And you can see when I push on it there, you can see the needle. So basically this I set to full blast, which is all the way left, and this I had just a couple threads in from full blast as well. So full paint coming through and largest fan coming out. The first thing I adjusted was actually the fan, and I turned it in just a little bit. Let me look here and see. Okay, so actually a decent amount. Almost 1.5 turns. I actually ended up adjusting this almost 1.5 turns out, and that made the fan just even. If you have a full blast, you're going to have 2 high spots, one up top, one on bottom. If you adjust it down, you're going to have a pretty even spray up and down the center. And for a beginner like me, that's where I wanted it for the best coverage and the best outcome. And I also had this set to full blast, which was all the way out, just screwed in a couple of threads. And I adjusted this so that it was coming out pretty good, but not super wet, especially for the first coat of base paint. You don't want it super wet, so I had this in probably 3 to 4 turns and then loosened it up a little bit for the clear. But really, you just got to get a piece of cardboard, put some chemical in there, and kind of play with it yourself, because I'm sure that these are a little bit different from the factory, made a little bit different, and you're probably going to have to adjust it on your own with what chemicals you're using and things like that. So if you can adjust it, which again is not too bad. I'm a complete novice, and I was able to just kind of look at the fan spray and adjust it here on my piece of cardboard. If you can do that, this thing will spray just fine, guys. This thing is awesome. I mean, for $15, I actually got it on sale too, for 10 bucks. I mean, you can't go wrong. And the thing is, guys, you think I'm cleaning this? Heck no, I'm not cleaning this, wasting a bunch of chemical cleaning this out. I'm actually going to toss it and just use a new one for next time, because I mean, it's obviously it's not made to the best quality. Sure, you can clean it and use it again and again, but for me, for 10 bucks, I'm not going to waste the chemical and the time to clean it. So I'm just going to toss it in the trash and move on the next time. And probably if I have to paint again, I will get another one of these and do it again, because it just works just fine for a paint job. No issue whatsoever. One thing I want to note too is it does have an air adjustment down here on the bottom. You can see if you turn it in, it's like decreasing your air, and all the way out is increasing. Piece of cardboard there. What I recommend doing is not using that as your air adjustment. Just have it all the way out, and then get yourself a air pressure gauge that you can actually adjust the air pressure from your compressor into the gun, and also a water separator, as you can see there, which worked pretty well. The water got caught in here and not in my paint job, and then a little fitting here for your air compressor hose. That's the setup I'd recommend putting on there. You can probably find, I think, both these items at Harbor Freight as well, that are probably going to cost more than the gun itself. And it says here, run it at 50 to 70 psi. I found that decently accurate. I actually ran it most of the time around 50, 45 to 50. That seemed to give me the best results. Any lower than that, it started to get a little orange peely, and I was able to see that and catch it in real time and kind of turn the air pressure up, and that seemed to take care of it. But guys, I can't say enough. I mean, what do you want for $10, $15? I mean, this thing knocks it out of the park. You can't beat it, especially if you're painting here and there. You don't want to invest, you know, $100, $200, $300, $400 into a gun because you're a novice like me. This thing works great. Highly recommend getting you one of these for a small job. If you're painting a car, it's not going to be show quality. Yeah, definitely recommend it, guys. Alrighty, folks, so that's my quick thoughts on the $15 Harbor Freight spray gun there. I know it was quick, just wanted to give a quick overview on it. I'm super happy with it for the money. Seemed to do a decent paint job for my car, which is a Ford Fiesta, not a show quality car, so I'm not trying to, you know, win any awards here, but it definitely laid down a really nice paint job, as you guys saw. I dropped a little bit of spraying footage in there too, so you can see how it sprays, which it does a pretty nice job if you take the time to adjust it on some cardboard or a piece of metal that you're not worried about ahead of time before you start painting. It'll work just fine for you. So guys, drop your comments down below. Like this video if it helped you out. Let me know what you think of the Harbor Freight $15 gun, if you've used it before, or my thoughts on it and what you think of that. And until next time, guys, get out there, do it yourself.